amongst you here could last a day without your phones? Or maybe your gadgets? Even if I bet my life, not half among you here could raise their hands. Not even one-fourth of you could tell me that they could last a day without the use of their Wi-Fi's, right? Technology is now a part of today's generation. Go to the malls, streets, or even inside their bathrooms. There is technology. And as a student of the 21st century, I am definitely agreeing with the fact that these iPads are now being used as an educational tool. Let's remember that this is not a before Christ era nor a Spanish occupation. This is the 21st century, and whether we like it or not, the rise of technology is here. So why do I think we improve in our use of technology in learning? These iPads is not only used for the entertainment of the youth, but also to improve the skills that we are yet to learn more about. I somewhat agree that this generation is trying to apply a new technique of learning, because with the use of iPads, we exhaust our minds to create more things and build the knowledge that our parents have taught us. It is not only based on the education, but the discipline we apply to ourselves. By using this, we tend to know our limitations and we value what we have because of how much it costed us. Now, let's take a look at the bigger picture. With iPads, communication and the transferring of files will be easier. Here, the connection between teachers and students will be easier since that they can share documents, right? And when it comes to presentations, we could just connect our iPads with a projector and done. You can now present your work. Also, note taking. Note taking. Note taking will never be easier for students since that iPad is a lightweight tool that you could carry around instead of tons of books that you carry in your bag, right? And lastly, students could easily submit their works right away and definitely could receive immediate feedback. There are a lot of advantages we could get from it. That's why I think that instead of thinking about disadvantages, why don't we get ready for it? As from what I said, disadvantages. When it comes to disadvantages, some says that it could be the Wi-Fi issues because once this connection is lost, the entire lesson could be ruined. Another said that it is the distraction factor, wherein it could be the reason why instead of students doing what they are supposed to do, they could easily access games, internet, and any other app that they shouldn't be using. But have you thought that these problems have solutions? With the Wi-Fi connection, there is always first times, and not all of them were good. So why don't we study how to manage the server even harder? Because I believe that if you were able to master this connection wouldn't be a problem at all. The distraction factor? Why don't we train teachers to be more meticulous and strict to avoid these problems? And why don't we also train our students to be disciplined and to imply rules that will indicate the consequences if this violation is done? There is a lot of solution and so much discoveries in our creativity with this iPad. And lastly is that I also agree that if students will be trained with the use of it in an early age, later on, when we are on a bigger world, we are far more familiarized with the use of technology. Because once again, learning through it may help us practice our minds. Because what we learn becomes a part of who we are. I am Julian May Vergara, and I am definitely agreeing of the use of technology inside the classrooms.